Scientology will save me.
So, welcome to this show. Don't have a name for it yet. We're going to come up with one. But we're glad that you're here. We're hanging out. This has been...
I'm not saying anything yet.
You're not saying anything yet?
Mm-mm.
We want to help talk about what's going on in culture and what God says about it and the best way to navigate it and have a lot of fun doing it. And my favorite food is cereal. So I thought, why not have cereal? See, look at this. Slurpage.
My favorite part of cereal is the milks.
Really?
No. Didn't you bring me here to say weird things?
Basically, we're talking about what's going on in culture right now. But first, we're going to have some fun with it. We're going to have fun this whole time.
We have a fun part, and then we have a really boring part. You're going to want to fast forward the boring part.
Here's my problem with the Oscars, is I feel like the majority of the movies that win something, nobody's ever seen and nobody cares about. My biggest one, I know I said this to you before, but I've never said it to them. My biggest thing about this was the year that $1 Million Baby won everything. Hardly anybody watched it.
Most of these kids aren't even going to know what $1 Million Baby is.
I know, but they will know what this one is. This was when Napoleon Dynamite came out, same year.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite changed the culture, changed the way people talk.
It's still quoted.
It's still quoted to this day. We have a poster up on the wall, and it won.
Get a shot of that.
It won nothing.
Yeah.
It won nothing. Nobody cared about $1 Million Baby. All right. She wasn't even a baby. That was the awkward thing.
Dude, that movie was so weird.
It was where she bit her tongue to kill herself.
I know.
That was a strange.
And then in the end, it was like, yeah, no hero victory, just death.
And so here we have another round of Oscars where people have not really watched this movie.
Did you watch Parasite? No, you didn't watch Parasite.
I
only know one person who watched Parasite. Only one. And that's it.
The guy who made it?
Yeah.
So... what we're going to do, so basically what we're going to do, so we're going to talk about, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to take the movies that were in the Oscars.
Sorry. Let's start this over.
So we're going to take the movies that were in the Oscars, and which, Ben?
Just a second.
I thought you were a filming professional.
It's my wife.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take movies from the Oscars, all of which I have never seen, and basically retell the plot based off of the title of the movie. All right. Now, here's the thing. We have 1 minute. Can you get a set a timer, Dom, for 1 minute? We have 1 minute to come up with a plot.
Okay.
And we help each other build this thing, all right? So I'm just going to draw one out.
Pull a good one to start, please.
Bombshell. Okay, Bombshell.
Okay, this is the newest Pixar movie. Okay? So this has to do with a bombshell that never exploded. Mm-hmm. During a war, who's looking for love.
Looking for love.
Okay.
Then it comes across a flower because it's the stark opposites.
Love it.
Love it.
Nature, industrialization, and bombs.
Exactly.
Okay.
So the flower teaches the bombshell how to bury itself and become a flower. But tragic ending. What it doesn't know is it produces a tree that just has grenades on it. Love it.
What was that movie even about?
I don't know.
Oh, that's the one with the Fox News scandal. That's what that was.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Here we go. Dumb.
Here we go. Oh! Learning to skateboard in a war zone.
That's a joke, right?
No, that was a documentary short. Learning to skateboard in a war zone.
I don't like this one.
No.
It doesn't feel very creative. It's too
not very
self-explanatory.
It is. Learning to skateboard in a war zone. All right, forget you.
I hope that one didn't win anything.
It's in the Oscars.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it wins.
She's holding a
It just
thing.
means it's nominated.
She's holding a...
Yeah, that's the You Tried award.
Here we go. Next one. Little Women.
Ooh! Okay. Did you ever see the movie... it was the Jack Black movie. Came out at Christmas years ago. It was a Gulliver's Travels where he goes to the island of tiny people. It's that... It's just that movie, but it's
an
only
island
girls.
of women.
Yes.
They're just tiny people? Tiny women?
Yes.
Yes. And so...
But they have the ability to all form together, all these tiny women, to make one normal-sized woman.
And they fall in love with a regular-sized guy.
With a regular-sized guy, but then they have to tell him that they're actually 1,000 little women.
and he doesn't know who he actually loves.
Yeah.
Because the one who's like the most romantic and like knows what to say is like also the strongest. So she's like in the foot. So
I was just gonna say she's one of the toes, and he's like, I don't know if I can love a big toe.
Oh, here we go. Parasite.
Okay.
Sci-fi.
All right.
Are we not gonna go straight up off of a Parasite? A college student continues to take money from his parents.
Yes. Okay.
No, but I like this idea though. 30-year-old. He says all he does is eat cereal and play Fortnite. I'm in the basement. But one day, he meets a girl.
She also lives in her parents' basement.
I was gonna say he asked to move into her basement.
That's better.
You say 1917? Oh look, 1917.
Okay, so here we go. So 1917. It's actually not 1917. It's 1917. It's a story of a guy who's asked the same girl out 1917 times.
Yes.
He believes the 1918th time is going to be the winner.
Yes.
And it's the story of him figuring out what the 1918th time is.
Now, is he doing a different time every time?
Yes, he's tried different things every time and she always rejects it.
But eventually, when he gets to 1918, she doesn't get with him. But what he's done is he's developed the creativity in his mind so much because he's got to think of so many different things that he becomes this genius that creates this amazing like business that like changes the world and helps people fall in love. And it's called
eHarmony.
eHarmony. She said it.
So I was gonna say somehow they filmed this movie in such a way where you never see his face, the guy who's acting, the guy who wants to go out with the girl. You never see his face till the last 10 minutes. The big reveal, he's actually a chicken.
No, this boxer, two boxers, they do the weigh in. You know, they're pushing each other, all that kind of stuff, and. It's this Tyson Fury. First of all, I don't watch boxing.
Okay.
So I don't have no idea who these people are, if they're a big deal, nothing.
But I'm going to be completely honest with you. I've never sat down and watched.
You've never watched a boxing UFC?
Is that boxing?
No, but I'm just wondering, like any kind of sparring matches.
Does Rocky count? Because I have seen every Rocky movie.
Bro, me too.
Creed.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, dude. But he drops the Yo Mama joke on the Deontay Wilder at the weigh-in, and. So he's saying like who the like number one boxer is, and the guy's like, so who's number one? And the guy's like, me. He's like, well, who's number two? He's like, your mama.
Wow, is he 12? That's what I want to know.
No, but it took me back to being 12, and when saying your mama joke was like the worst thing you could ever do to somebody.
Yeah,
I almost fought a kid because.
Did you really?
Yes. Because he said something about my mom, and it wasn't that it really offended me so much because like I was just. But I felt like if I didn't defend my mother's honor, then,
I get that.
And like I jumped up and I'm like my fist balled up, like I probably actually wouldn't have done anything because I don't like being hurt. So all right, let's jump into the real topics. Actually, let's go back to fights.
Okay,
I like that topic because I feel like it's such a strange thing for when fights are happening. Everybody gathers around to watch. That's kind of normal. There's a spectacle happening, like car crashes, anything like that. People gather like they want to see what's going on.
Yeah.
My question is this idea of like, why don't more people care to like run and tell somebody to make it stop, or they have this idea like I'm gonna jump in, I'm gonna hit somebody, like I'm gonna get a hit in. I don't even know these people. I'm just gonna jump in, get a hit, and jump back out. Why? Why is that a thing? Why do people care more about watching somebody get hurt in that way than they do about the fact that this person could really get hurt?
It's just weird, morbid human curiosity, I think. Don't you like to look at terrible things? Well, yeah,
it is a weird concept, but I mean like why don't
Are you laughing?
But it's like this. If I was in a fight and I was losing, right?
I would want someone to help me.
Ben, run. Get help. Right?
You wouldn't want me to come in and help you fight?
I would, but I'm not talking about that. Like, if my friends are going to jump in and, like, help me, like, that's one thing. But at the same time, though, if we started fighting, we need to be man enough to, like, know when to end it, know when to stop it, and, like, move on and whatnot, and end it. Because like then it's just like my friends jump in, his friends jump in, and I'm assuming it's gonna be a guy. I probably wouldn't fight a girl. Dan, help!
She's slapping so ferociously. That's funny.
But I don't know.
No, I think it's just this weird thing that humans have. Because, like, if you ever watched a video of a car crash...
But people call the cops as soon as there's a car crash.
Nobody's just like... I'm talking, like, YouTube. Like, if you ever just watched a car crash video...
Right, but that's different. You can't do anything about that. It's already happened.
Yeah, but still, it's still that weird thing of watching something bad happen.
But my question is, in the middle of it happening, what's going on the inside of us that goes, instead of stopping these people from hurting each other...
Yeah.
I'm going to just watch this. I'm going to film this. I'm going to become YouTube famous, TikTok famous.
People are thinking about getting their video monetized.
Exactly.
They're like, I'm going to get 1 million views on this.
It's a weird thing that we stopped caring about each other enough, or so much so that I would rather get famous off of you getting hurt. And again, it's not like it's already happened. It's not like I copied somebody else's YouTube video, posted a compilation of famous crashes. Right? It's like I said, I don't care enough about the fact that have the potential of getting hurt or are getting hurt. I would rather film you and then we go, save the climate, save the earth. You know what I mean? It's like wait, you want to save the earth, but you're okay with this person getting pummeled into the ground?
Yeah. I just think people's priorities are twisted and kind of backwards, you know?
Yeah. So how do we help people get back into, and I'm not saying we shouldn't, take care of the earth. We need to take care of the earth. God gave it to us. He said to make sure we're taking care of the earth. That's cool. But you can't love nature and hate people or not care about people.
Do you think the value that has been put on human life in previous generations isn't the same that it is now? Like, do you think that people look at human life differently? Or do you think... Because I feel like...
Yes, because...
There's not as much...
Well, it's a weird thing. Because for a long time, human value was not very high.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, human sacrifices and different things like that going on.
The Civil War, they just shot at each other in a line.
That was just called lack of strategy.
I'm saying. Basically, whoever had the most people behind the line could form another line won. Sorry, we should probably cut that out. That feels wrong.
But it's like, we went through the whole thing, and then you started going through this thing. It was like, no, people matter. And really it was the church that started really bringing that into the mind frame of people, that they're important. And then you go into like today's age where it's like, well, not today's, a little bit before nowadays, it was like human life is the utmost valuable thing.
Yeah.
And I think we started to digress again.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of causes and things people try to champion, and it doesn't usually seem to be human life. It seems to be other things. People jump on something like, rights for animals or stuff like that.
Yes.
Whereas it seems like we should be more concerned about what's happening with human tragedy first.
Right. I think part of the thing with the animals versus people, I feel like because animals are cute and kind of innocent for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? People are like, oh, save them. They don't have
I don't think chupacabras are innocent.
They're not innocent, actually.
That means goat killer. And whoever would just slaughter a goat. I'm just kidding. I don't know where I'm going with that.
If you do slaughter goats, it's okay. I'll eat it. Actually, I don't know if I'd like goat.
Do they make goat steaks?
I'm sure they do. So wait, is it still called a steak if it's from a goat?
I hope so.
Because it's not called a steak if it's from a lamb, is it?
What's it called? A chop?
Isn't it? I thought it was called mutton.
No, I think it's a chop.
A goat chop? Goats and sheep are very similar. A goat chop.
No, goats look way more possessed than sheep do.
That's because they have square eyes.
I know, but you ever seen those videos of goats going like, ah!
No, the tongue one. Have you seen the one where they compare the tongue and Shakira? The goat tongue. It's like who did it better, and it's like the goat flapping his fingers. Shakira did.
Why did Shakira do that?
It's actually a cultural thing. Yeah. So it's like the Ukulele? You know when you hear them
Why
like...
do you look at me like I do this on a regular basis?
The word. Like when you hear like other countries like... And they do that when they're like, it's like super exciting.
Oh.
She was basically doing that. But because it's not...
so memeable.
It's in a different culture and it was like in the camera. So. All right, next topic. Last topic. So here's a little phenomenon that is happening currently called cancel culture.
Phenomenon.
So I'm going to give you the Merriam-Webster's dictionary definition of cancel culture.
Miriam's great. She always has good definitions.
Miriam's a man.
Oh, is it? I just assumed it was a girl. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm going to use the Wikipedia version.
No, anyone can change Wikipedia.
Yeah, Wikipedia is a combined opinion source.
I agree, but Wikipedia is also being put up by people who are more probably involved with culture than Merriam-Webster. So,
it's the lost legend of Wikipedia. I knew it was around these parts.
A variant of the term cancel culture. Oh, call-out culture. That's what it did. So, basically, cancel culture describes a form of boycott in which someone, usually a celebrity, who has shared a questionable or unpopular opinion or has had behavior in their past that is perceived to be either offensive or problematic, is called out on social media and is canceled. They are completely boycotted. All right.
I can't stand this.
Why not?
Because you take something somebody said in the past and that defines all they can ever be. Which irritates me because everybody's done dumb things. Really dumb things.
Name one I've done.
I can't. He's too smart.
Just to prove
that was
whole thing.
No, I don't know.
One dumb thing I've done. Besides let Don borrow my car and he ran it into a...
Oh my gosh! Okay, sorry. So the reason I don't... What was I saying? Because everybody's
Let's start over.
Done dumb things.
Why don't you like cancel culture? Why do you hate cancel culture so much?
Okay, I hate it because what cancel culture says is that if you've done something dumb in your past, like everyone has, you can't move beyond that. That means that if you said a stupid thing or you did a stupid thing, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, and someone finds out about it, you can't ever move past it and you just have to constantly apologize for it. When you're a teenager, you say dumb stuff. When you're young, you do dumb stuff. And then you grow up and you apologize for it and you change. I don't think that defines who you are.
Okay, let me ask you this, though. What if it wasn't in the past? What is something they said in the past year?
I still think we need to look at the character of the person and see what they're doing. Because it's like, if somebody... I say, like, just the other day, I said something super dumb, and then I apologized for it right away. Because I realized it was dumb in the moment.
What if they don't apologize for it?
Then they just need to learn to say sorry. Because the person who says sorry first is most like Jesus.
Boom. There it is. Here's my thing with cancel culture.
If they have a pattern of doing the same thing over and over again, I think we need to address it and look at it.
Okay, but...
If it's constant.
Here is my issue with cancel culture is that we basically say, if I don't agree with you, you don't get to exist, per se, in the field you want to exist.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not even like it's a objectively moral standard.
Yeah.
It is, we think that what you said is not okay. So we're going to cancel. And here's the deal. I feel like that actually should be something we should be able to, in terms of, if you don't like what a business stands for, if you don't like what something stands for, you should be able to boycott that and say, I'm not going to be a part of that. Right? That's cool. But when organizations start going, well, this group of people is not cool with it, so we're not going to let you... And it's not actually the organization that has like that mindset. They're just trying to appease the people. It's kind of a weird...
When a small group of people has the loudest voice, and then they affect things where the greater majority of people, like, it doesn't matter, I feel like that's... is that sort of cancel culture? Or is that just... because it's like submit to the way I think, or we're going to destroy you, which is wrong.
Right.
Because it's like, when did it become bad to have a different opinion than someone.
Right. And I think that's where it becomes most of a big deal to me. Isn't the concept in itself that you're doing something that is wrong, like actually morally wrong, and because you're doing that, like you shouldn't have a platform to share that, right? Now, at the same time, coming from a constitutional standpoint, this is America, so it's like you kind of have the right to do what you want, but that doesn't mean I have to listen to you. And that's where I think we're starting to get way off base, is we get freaked out by people's opinions that are different than ours, and we're like, oh my goodness, they said this, it's so horrible, I can't. And it's like, you can't hear somebody else's opinion, and so it's like they have a disease that is gonna kill the world, and you're just like, oh my goodness, you can't say. It's like, listen, we're all gonna have different opinions. We're all gonna think differently about stuff, so I don't have to listen to you.
One of my actually a couple of my really, really good friends, we don't see eye to eye on a lot of stuff, and that's okay. I can still hang out with them and be civil to them.
Thank you.
I don't have to. I mean, we don't agree, man. This shirt, come on, we've been over this.
My wife thought of this shirt.
Sorry, Leanna. She's sitting over there.
Canceled.
Yeah, canceled. But no, it's and I'm done.
Well, okay. So cancel culture, I feel like, is less about... Okay, here's the other problem. Morality is subjective unless you have a standard that you're all going by. And so, as Christians, we have a standard, which is the Bible. And so we go, okay, this is immoral. This is something that is wrong, based off of not my opinion, but God's opinion, what the Word of God says. And as Christians, that's what we need to be basing it off of. I feel like as Christians, we need to go, this is right, this is wrong, not based off how I feel, what you said, what culture says, what this actor says. It's based off of the Bible. The problem is that a lot of the world is not basing it off of that. They're basing it off of what is the norm for society at the moment.
And when you don't have that rock solid standard of what is moral, then everything gets messed up.
I also think where we're messing up our ability to mature is that we don't have thick skin enough to have somebody disagree with us and be okay. I mean, having a discussion with somebody and it's like, at the end of the conversation, you go, well, I just don't agree with that. And then you move on.
And you be fine.
And life is okay.
Still be friends.
And you know what I mean? Like, I don't have to shut down everybody until they agree with me. Jesus didn't even do that. You know what I mean? Jesus wasn't walking around and being like, if you don't agree with me, shut down. He was just like, you don't, I mean, I am the truth.
Dude, and he technically could have canceled people. He could have been like, vaporize.
But like, Jesus didn't even do that. He said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. You can only come to the Father. You can only get to heaven through me. There it is. If you don't want to believe that, you don't have to. There's repercussions. But you don't have to. And so it's just, we have to get to a point, again in America, because it used to be like this, that you could argue about stuff and be friends. But now it's like, everybody has to think the same way.
Now they're like the enemy if they don't. Think the same way as you, which isn't how it should be.
And it makes it scary. Like if I go to school or college, high school, whatever, and I think differently than these people, it's like I'm a hater and I'm a bigot and I'm a this and I'm a that, and it's like, no, I'm not. I just have a different opinion than you do about this thing.
I can't stand it where if you like, I don't know if we can even put this in there, but it's like you say you don't agree with someone and they're like, you're a racist. Because that person you happen to disagree with is a different color than you. It's like, what? Wait, what? Like, that just...
You're not a racist?
No, I like...
Your best friend's black. So, let's love people. Let's care about people. And let's cancel culture. What?
I did that on purpose.